Okay, here we are with the pre-Christmas pre-season program for players. Okay, so this program is to be done with your pre-season team training. So it's planned around a Monday, Wednesday training schedule with your team. So I've played a lot of games of football, so I'm pretty much aware of what's trained at football and what isn't trained. So we're going to focus on the things that generally aren't trained. If you purchase the program and you find you are training some of the aspects of the program in here, so as not to double up, just let me know and I can revise the program to fit what you need to get in your extra time. Okay, so things I want to look at is what we'll train in our own time is speed, aerobic capacity. That'll be on the pretty much on the track. Aerobic capacity will be a bit different. In the gym, we're going to focus on triphasic training and the 1x20 program by Dr. Michael Yesis. Okay, so we start with speed because it's always number one. Okay, we're going to focus on acceleration between 10 and 20 meters. Okay, we don't need to go any further than that this early in the year. And you'll probably be shifting out of acceleration by 20 meters anyway. We want to use a variety of starting positions to help build the mechanics of acceleration. So that involves shin angles and torso angles and things like that. The way that the angle that your body is on can determine which way you're propelling yourself. So we need to build those mechanics into the drills. So we'll train acceleration 3 times a week in various capacities. Second part of speed is max velocity. Okay, so that's your top end speed. So it's generally covered in 1 to 2 seconds. So it's going to be covered in 10 to 20 meters. So we're going to use velocity as we build out of our acceleration. So we put an extra 10 or 20 meters on your acceleration sets. So if you've got a 20 meter set for acceleration, you can make that 30 to 40 meters. You'll be in the max velocity zone. You'll be hitting your top speed in that zonage at some point. We'll train that twice a week in the pre-Christmas pre-season period. It's quite demanding. You don't need a lot of volume. You want to make sure you're going at 100% and you're resting till you can get back to 100%. Okay. Aerobic capacity. Look, we're looking at 30 to 60 minute sessions here. It's pretty much just for this phase. Okay, so it's pretty boring if you're that way inclined like me, but the benefits are too good to ignore. So you just got to suck up the 60 minutes. So it's low intensity, which makes it even worse because you feel like you're not getting anything done. I think it's the reason why coaches don't use true aerobic capacity work, because it's slow moving, it's time consuming. They don't think their benefits are outweighing the time and the lack of effort it seems to be done in. But like I said, if you want to go fast repeatedly, you need to have an elite aerobic capacity. So we'll be training that twice a week. You might touch on aerobic capacity at team training, which is why I've done twice per week. But once you've done a session, once you've got the manual and you've read through and you've got a handle on what aerobic capacity is, if you find that you're not actually training it at footy training, then we can find a spot for another session of that to make it 3 a week, which would be ideal. Okay, so moving into the gym, we're going to use what we call triphasic training, which is a training method developed by Cal Dietz, who I think is still at the University of Minnesota. I've used it for 3 or 4 years now. It's very good for transferring into actual sport movements. So we've got 2 weeks of eccentric reps, so that's slow eccentric reps. So that's the lowering portion of the lift. Then we move into 2 weeks of isometric reps. So we're going to put a dead stop hold in these reps in the next 2 weeks, and the last week uses velocity reps which is also a pre-testing week for the post-Christmas phase. It'll also give us a look at how we're developing reactivity, which is explosiveness. Okay, so again, we're looking for transfer into actual performance, not just numbers and how much we can lift. Okay, so there's a old school Russian strength coach, Anatoly Bondarchuk, I believe his name is. I don't know how you'd pronounce that in Australian if it's not Russian. So he's pretty much the father of sport specific and transfer of training. So we're going to use a few of his principles, a few of his programs. So there's a 1x20 program, which we're going to use after our triphasic training bit, just to build general physical preparedness, general strength, general hypertrophy type of stuff. He's also got exercise classifications, which I have blogged about maybe the middle of last year, where exercises are classed from general to competition. And as you get the further away from competition, the more general exercise you'll use. The closer to competition you get, the more competition specific you'll use exercises. So we're going to be using the 1x20 program, and we're going to be progressing through the exercise classifications. Okay, so most training, I'd say 95% of training that I see being performed, doesn't really get out of the general exercise category. So you're preparing yourself for general performance, not specific performance at all. So you need to train movements, velocities, speeds that you're going to use on the football field. Okay, so what I've got is a 5-week pre-season player training program. You can find that at the new site, the Aussie Rules Untouchable site. Okay, once you hit the home page, click on the players image. It'll take you to the players page. You'll find the program there. We'll have that up pretty much after I do this video. Pre-season starting now. It's a 5-week program. You want to get it in before Christmas, so no better time now than to get that program and get into it. So if you've got any questions, let me know, just in the comments box below. And yep, I hope to see you soon.